Now, the World Health Organization has warned the highly contagious Delta COVID variant is the fastest and fittest coronavirus strain yet. Executive Director of the WHO's Health Emergencies Program, Dr. Mike Ryan, world leaders and public health officials can help defend the most vulnerable through the donation and distribution of COVID vaccines. The Delta variant was first identified in India. It has the potential to be, quote, more lethal because it is more efficient in the way it transmits between humans, end of quote. The World Health Organization last month declared the Delta variant a variant of concern. A variant can be labeled as of concern if it has been shown to be more contagious, more deadly, or more resistant to current vaccines and treatments. As according to the World Health Organization, Delta is now replacing Alpha, the highly contagious variant that swept across Europe and later in the US earlier this year. Again, health experts want urgent action taken to halt the spread of a deadly strain from India, which has found its way into Ghana. Dr. Michael Owusu is a virologist with the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research in Tropical Medicine, and he joins us via Zoom. Many thanks for your time, Doc. Is it far-fetched to think that we have this variant in the country?
Well, good afternoon to your viewers. So this is to be expected. Ideally, if you have countries, neighboring countries, having or experiencing this, their third wave as a result of this virus, it will be difficult for a small country like Ghana to say that they wouldn't expect or this wouldn't come to the country. About 14 countries in Africa are experiencing the third wave, and majority of these third waves is due to the Delta strain. So it's not surprising that we have this. And if you look at the database, this was detected as far back as April, which will mean that it is highly possible you could have this seed in the community gradually, and it's only a matter of time. The community may begin to experience this if we don't adhere to the protocols and don't manage things very well.
So basically, should we brace ourselves for a possible third wave?
Well, it depends on how we handle this. If you have, just as we did earlier, even if you have this new strain enter the country and you are able to aggressively pursue your contact tracing, you are likely to break the chain in transmission and halt rapid circulation of the virus. But then, if it is in the system and then we disregard the protocols, we don't put on masks and allow large gatherings, we only create a conducive environment for the virus to thrive and cause outbreak. And that is the fear, that once many people have disregarded the protocol, there is a high chance that we will only encourage this strain, if it's in the system, to move very fast. And in that case, it will only take a couple of weeks and we'll feel the full effects of this particular virus. All
right, Doc. Now, there's some concern about the efficacy or the effectiveness of AstraZeneca and Sputnik, which some people are concerned that it may not be effective against this new strain, that is the Delta strain. However, I came across a research from the Public Health England that says that 2 doses of AstraZeneca is 92% effective or efficacious against the Delta variant. Again, it also says that the Pfizer vaccine is as much as 96% effective against this particular Delta strain. So what do we know as of yet, really?
Yes, so I think that the issue is not about ineffectiveness, but the communication is what I think did not go well. So AstraZeneca and Pfizer are effective against the Delta strain of the virus, but then it's about what you are measuring. If the outcome or the endpoint is about symptomatic illness, then AstraZeneca is about 88% effective for 2 doses, and Pfizer is about 88%. And then AstraZeneca is about 60%. But if it's about hospitalization and possibly death, then you expect the 2 vaccines, both Pfizer and AstraZeneca, to be about 96 and 92%, as you rightly said. And the good thing is that you can take the vaccine, you can be infected and can have mild disease, which will not take you to the hospital, or you may not die. And you can also take the vaccine and then eventually end up dying. But the chances that you will die or be hospitalized is very, very low. And it looks like AstraZeneca and even the Russian vaccines can't prevent mortality and severe disease, and which is one of the key outcomes that many countries are looking at. So for those who are vaccinated largely, many of them have cut down hospitalization rate by over 50%, and many of them have reduced mortality to close to 0%. So I still believe that even if we take the AstraZeneca, we have a high chance of reduced hospitalization and death, which is what every country wishes to do and wishes to become.
All right, now finally, before I let you go, we've seen the blatant disregard for COVID-19 protocols. What more can we do?
Well, this is why I believe discussions of this sort is very important. If you look across countries like India, in Kenya, in Uganda, in South Africa, in Namibia, they are struggling. Some are begging for oxygen to be delivered to their facilities to help them manage their cases. And we cannot allow that to happen. If you have monitored these viruses, I mean, the Alpha virus resulted in some number of deaths, hospitalization in Ghana. But if the Delta is allowed to run through the country, it's likely will increase the number of deaths and hospitalization, because those vaccinated is just about less than 1%. So large people are still susceptible, and therefore we shouldn't do things that will encourage this strain to run through the system. And then we still have to appeal to the public not to just ignore these safety protocols. And once we have not reached a herd immunity, we